My name is Jack. I am 20 years old. I live in Lamora, a big city. Lamora has tall buildings, noisy streets, and bright lights. When I was younger, my life was easy. My father, Mr. James, had a lot of money. He owned a company. His company made clothes. The clothes were shirts, dresses, and jackets. I did not work. I did not study much. I had everything I wanted. If I saw a nice shirt, I told my father. He bought it. If I wanted a new phone, he got the best one. I did not think about money. I only wanted fun. My daily routine was simple. I woke up late. I woke up at 10. Sometimes I woke up at 11. I stayed in bed. I waited for breakfast. A woman worked at our house. Her name was Emma. She cooked breakfast. She made eggs, bread, fruit, and juice. She brought food to my room. I ate slowly. I watched TV. I liked funny shows. The shows were about friends. I liked movies with fast cars. After breakfast, I played video games. My game was racing. I played for hours. I laughed when I won. I felt happy. In the afternoon, I went out. My friends were Ben and Lily. We went to restaurants in Lamora. We ate pizza. We ate burgers. We ate ice cream. We wore nice clothes. I had many shoes. I had many hats. I had many jackets. Ben liked sunglasses. He wore them always. Lily liked dresses. Her dresses were red or yellow. We talked about games. We talked about movies. We talked about shops. Sometimes we drove my father's car. The car was red. It was fast. We felt free. At night, I came home late. I came home at 12. Sometimes I came home at 1. I did not worry. I thought life was easy. Ben said, "Jack, get a job." Lily said, "Think about the future." I laughed. I said, "Why? My father has money. I am happy." They shook their heads. I did not listen. I did not think about tomorrow. I thought about today. I wanted to buy things. I wanted good food. I wanted fun. One day, my father called me. His name is Mr. James. He is kind. That day, he was serious. He said, "Jack, come to the living room." I sat on the sofa. I smiled. I said, "Hello, Father. What is it?" He did not smile. He said, "Jack, you are 20. You are not a child. Think about your life." I laughed. I said, "Father, my life is good. I have everything." He shook his head. He said, "No, Jack. You have everything because I work. I wake up early. I go to my company. I make decisions. Life can change." I did not understand. I said, "Father, do not worry. Everything is fine." He looked at me. He looked for a long time. He said, "We will see." I thought he was tired. I left the room. I met Ben and Lily. We went to a cafe. We ate cake. We drank juice. We took pictures. We laughed. I forgot my father's words. The next morning, I woke up late. I checked my phone. Lily sent a message. She said, "Let's go to the mall." I smiled. I got ready. I wore my shoes. I wore a new jacket. I wore a hat. I used perfume. The perfume smelled like oranges. I went downstairs. My father was waiting. His face was serious. He said, "Sit down, Jack." I sighed. I said, "Father, I have plans." He said, "You need to learn about life. Come with me." I was confused. I followed him. We got into his car. He drove through Lamora. I looked out the window. The city was busy. I saw people. They walked fast. A woman cleaned the street. She had a broom. A man sold apples. He had a cart. He shouted, "Fresh apples, buy now." I never saw these people. They worked hard. They looked tired. They kept working. My father stopped the car. We were in a new part of Lamora. The houses were old. The streets were dirty. He pointed to a man. The man had a cart. My father said, "This is Mr. Paul. He sells bread. He wakes up at 5. He works all day. He works for his children." I watched Mr. Paul. His clothes were old. His hands were dirty. He smiled at people. My father showed me a shop. An old woman was there. She made hats. Her name was Mrs. Rose. My father said, "She is 70. She works every day. She pays for her house. She pays for medicine." I looked at Mrs. Rose. Her hands moved fast. She sewed hats. She used colorful threads. She looked tired. She hummed a song. I felt strange. I did not think about Mr. Paul. I did not think about Mrs. Rose. Their lives were different. My life was easy. My father said, "Jack, life is not easy for everyone. You have fun. You buy things. They work hard." I did not know what to say. I felt small. I looked at the ground. I felt sad for Mr. Paul. I felt sad for Mrs. Rose. I felt bad for me. I had everything. I did nothing. We got back in the car. My father drove. I was quiet. I thought about Mr. Paul. I thought about Mrs. Rose. Their lives were hard. My life was easy. I had money. I did not earn it. We stopped at my father's company. I went there before. I asked for money. This time was different. My father said, "Come inside." We walked into the office. It was noisy. People were busy. A woman talked on the phone. A man typed on a computer. Papers were everywhere. My father took me to his desk. He sat down. He said, "Do you know what I do?" I said, You work? He nodded. He said, It is not easy. I wake up at 6. I read reports. I talk to workers. I solve problems. I do this for you. I do this for our family. I looked around. I saw workers. A woman wrote a report. Her name was Sophie. She looked tired. She was focused. A man carried boxes. He wiped sweat from his face. I did not think about their work. I thought about money. I felt bad. My father gave me a notebook. He said, Tomorrow, you work here. I laughed. I said, Me? Work? He did not smile. He said, Yes, Jack. You start at the bottom. You learn. I was shocked. I said, I do not need to work. He shook his head. He said, One day I will not be here. What will you do? I had no answer. I did not think about that. The next morning, I woke up at 6:30. It was early. My eyes hurt. I wanted to sleep. I could not. I got dressed. I wore a white shirt. I wore black pants. I looked in the mirror. I did not look like Jack. My father was downstairs. He gave me a bag. He said, This is your lunch. I was surprised. I said, Lunch? Can I eat at a restaurant? He said, No. Workers bring lunch. You are a worker. We drove to the office. My father took me to a room. The room had desks. A man was there. His name was Mr. David. He wore glasses. He looked serious. My father said, Jack, this is Mr. David. You work with him. My father left. Mr. David looked at me. He said, Come. He walked fast. I followed him. He gave me a chair. He gave me a desk. He gave me papers. He said, Check these numbers. Find mistakes. Write them here. I looked at the papers. I said, All of them? He nodded. He said, Yes. Work fast. I sat down. I started. It was okay at first. I found mistakes. I wrote them down. After 1 hour, my eyes were tired. My head hurt. I wanted to stop. Everyone was working. Nobody talked. Nobody rested. It was quiet. I heard pens. I heard keyboards. This was not my old life. This was work. It was hard. At noon, I ate lunch. I opened my bag. The food was simple. I had a sandwich. It had cheese. I had an apple. I had water. No pizza. No ice cream. I ate at a table. Other workers were there. Their names were Sophie and Mark. They ate fast. Sophie said, My daughter is 5. She loves to draw. I work for her colors. Mark said, I work for my car. They talked. They laughed a little. I listened. I did not think about them before. I missed my old life. I respected them. They worked hard. I wanted to try. The afternoon was hard. My back hurt. My hands were sore. Mr. David checked my work. He found mistakes. He said, "Do it again." I sighed. I wanted to go home. I did not. I nodded. I worked again. I checked numbers. At 5, the day ended. I was tired. My legs were heavy. My eyes hurt. I walked outside. My father was waiting. He smiled. He said, "How was it?" I said, "Hard." He nodded. He said, "Good." I did not understand. I felt different. I worked today. The next day, I woke up at 6:30. My body hurt. I did not want to go. I got up. I brushed my teeth. I washed my face. I ate breakfast. It was bread and milk. I wore my work clothes. I went to the office. Mr. David was waiting. He said, "Work faster." He gave me papers. I started. It was hard. I tried to focus. I found mistakes. I wrote them down. At lunch, I sat with Sophie and Mark. Sophie showed me a drawing. It was from her daughter. It was a flower. Sophie said, "She loves flowers." I smiled. Mark talked about his car. He said, "It is old. I like it." I nodded. I listened. I felt happy. I did not know workers before. Now I was one of them. I worked every day. It was not fun. I got better. I made fewer mistakes. I worked faster. One day, Mr. David said, "Good work, Jack." I smiled. It felt good. It felt better than a new phone. It felt better than a jacket. I understood work. I watched my father. He was busy. He met clients. He read reports. He solved problems. I respected him. He was not just a man with money. He worked hard. After 1 month, my father called me. We went to his office. He smiled. He said, "Jack, you are different. You work hard. You understand life." I nodded. He was right. I was not the same. I felt strong. He gave me a key. He said, "This is for your desk." I was shocked. I said, "My desk?" He nodded. He said, "You are ready for more." The next day I went to my desk. It was small. It was mine. I felt proud. I worked on reports. I made mistakes. I learned. I wanted to be good. I thought about my old life. I laughed. I thought life was fun. Now I knew life was work. Life was learning. Life was trying. My daily routine is simple now. I wake up at 6:30. I brush my teeth.
I wash my face. I eat breakfast. I eat bread. I drink milk. I eat an apple. I wear a shirt. I wear pants. I go to the office. My father drives. I sit at my desk. I check papers. I find mistakes. I write reports. I help Mr. David. At noon, I eat lunch. I eat with Sophie and Mark. We eat sandwiches. We drink water. Sophie talks about her daughter. Mark talks about his car. I listen. I smile. In the afternoon, I work more. I read emails. I check numbers. At 5, I go home. I eat dinner. My father and I talk. We talk about work. At night, I read a book. I watch TV. I sleep at 10. On weekends, I wake up at 8. I eat breakfast. I drink coffee. I walk in a park. The park has grass. The park has trees. I see people. They run. They play with dogs. I feel happy. I meet Ben and Lily sometimes. They go to restaurants. They have fun. I talk with them. I am different. I like my work. I like my routine. I learn every day. I understand money now. I spent money before. I bought clothes. I bought games. Now I know money is hard to earn. My father taught me. He taught me to work. He taught me to care. One day he said, "Jack, I am proud." I smiled. It was the best gift. I think about Mr. Paul and Mrs. Rose. I respect them. They work every day. I work every day. My job is small. It is important. I help my father. I help Sophie. I help Mark. I help myself. My routine is not exciting. I do not sleep late. I do not go to parties. I do not buy things. I am happy. I wake up early. I work. I eat with friends. I learn. I grow. I build my future. I am Jack. I am proud.